Hello, everybody, and welcome to At the Picnics number 19. This show's a little bit late. Danny, you were a bit crook last week, so we're going to do two shows this week, tonight being Monday night. Glad to see you're a lot better. You had an awful tooth infection. Of course, it weren't going to get you on recording a show if you can hardly talk.
Wasn't even the talking that was the problem. It was the getting vertical and wandering around that was proving to be quite difficult too.
No, glad to see you well on the mend. As everybody can see, we've got another good-looking rooster this week. Have a look at this bloke. We've got Dylan Dean. He looks like he's a young mafia man, doesn't he, Danny? He's
he's always had that look about him.
I've got to be a bit careful. We'll just quickly go through. We've got three meetings to go through. Last week we had Woolamai. Ray Douglas rode a double, and good young Jasmine Treadwith rode a double. So good on her. We're going to try and get her on the show in a couple of weeks. Hopefully she says yes. She's had a cracking season. And we at Balnarring the week after, which was last Saturday, Mel McDonald rode a double. And at Swiss Creek yesterday, Jasmine Treadwith won the cup. Good on her. And this man here rode a double, Dylan. So looking at the final premiership, Sean Cooper won it. Melinda McDonald came second. They both had two fantastic seasons, so well done. Danny, you ended up finishing on 9 wins, and the great man Dylan ended up on 8 wins. So well done. And Rue Lepic ended up getting Horse of the Year. What a fantastic mare she was, especially for Mel McDonald, which rode her most times.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really good season. Grant Seckham got on her once and one on her as well. But she's probably been one of the standouts of the season, a ripping little 1,000-metre horse. And Rivers Reward has certainly turned in some really good runs. So Mel's been really fortunate with those two horses. They've given her a good season. Well deserved to everybody involved with those horses. And yeah, trainers premiership it was a full-on affair as well again this year. So that was really good.
Congratulations to Troy Kilgour for winning this year. It's been Don Dwyer the last couple of years with Troy being the runners-up. So good on Troy to get the chocolates this year.
Yep, and there's a lot of riding on has gone round, sort of Sean obviously being the standout and Don's main rider, and he's done really, really well, been really, really consistent again. And to everybody, it's been a really good, clean season. Ray's has kicked home a few. Been a moral of consistency, Lee Taylor, Grant Seckham, and of course a couple of young fellas this year. We've got Henry Jaggard. Dylan's back with a vengeance. He's been pretty consistent in this back half of the season as well. So and we've got a few newcomers like Jazz, Soph.
Yep.
They're coming through as well, and Henry's obviously had a really good first season as well. So certainly from hodgepodge beginnings and a very misleading start, we've had a pretty solid finish off. Albeit a bit wet.
We have, yes, it was a bit of a wet weekend. And of course, we've got the grand final coming up on the 21st at Cranbourne, the Corinthians. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's going to be a really interesting affair. Obviously, Georgie Boucher's mare, she's won a couple of cups. So she'll get an automatic entry. I think she's had her 4 runs now, so she's right to come. And of course, we've got probably a few of the old campers with See It All. I would say he'd be heading there.
Yep.
Not sure what Reg and Troy have got heading there or whether Don's got anything, but it's always an interesting one. But this season feels like it's been long, so I'm not sure whose horses are going to be good last one standings, but at least they've got a couple of weeks to have a freshen up and a full crop.
Last time I spoke to Don, he said he probably was going to nominate Dishies. So,
and what a grand campaigner he's been, lobbing around with 69, 70 and 71 kilos.
Yep.
It's just been a ripping horse, and he just doesn't lay down and say die.
No.
He just keeps backing, turning up every time he gets sent round and puts in a great run.
Absolutely. Now, before we get to Dylan, I just got one question for you, Danny. You didn't ride Gwenny Beg on the weekend. Was that because they wanted a claimer on her?
Yeah, look, Georgie, I'll be honest, Georgie and I hatched a little scheme a little while ago that we're going to try and qualify her for the Corinthian. I would have been riding her in the Corinthian, except I got myself suspended for excessive whip use on my own horse when the saddle slipped on him at Woolamai. So I took a day of proceedings.
Okay.
So I could ride this weekend because financially, if Gwenny Beg didn't make the trip down or didn't get a run, it wouldn't have been, So I elected to take this weekend riding. So I'd spoken to Georgie, and we weren't sure what weight she was going to get, and she is only a little mare, so we elected to find a claimer for her. Jazz was fortunate enough to pick that bride up, and gave her a great steer. She got the job done, and Georgie will come down and stay here after the races that night, and
Oh,
Gwenny
nice.
will come for the night. So
Lovely.
yeah, really looking forward to it. It'll be a good night. And Lee Taylor, as far as I know, was getting the steer on her. So
beautiful.
the ride was offered to him because he's obviously ridden her as well this season, and he's won on her as well. But I'm very fortunate to have Georgie's backing. I started riding for her when she first started coming down over the border, and we've kicked off quite a good friendship.
Fantastic. Which horse was that the saddle slip? Was that Ray Lover? Ray's Gift. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. And anyway, look, I do the crime, do the time. That's as simple as it is. I was very fortunate. I haven't gone for that for quite some time. So the stewards just elected to give me one meeting. And, yeah, so I get to sit on the fence, but I'll taxi Georgie's mum and who's coming down to and from the track, and hopefully we'll have a good night.
That will be a good night. Always is there. I'll be there. Dylan, welcome to the show, mate. Appreciate you coming on, mate. I've got a few things to discuss with you. As you know, the other two stooges have let me know I've got to chat to you about, so we'll get to them. First question. Well, I know you told me before you're a Carlton supporter. You dress like one. So no, Carlton haven't going all right at the moment, mate. You got a lovely partner, Holly, which I was chatting to her at Hillsville for quite some time, and was chatting to her again at Wollongong. Didn't realise that she was your partner. Lovely lady. Her and my wife got along very, very well. So you batting way above your average there, mate. So I don't know what she's thinking, but no, all good, mate. All good. So,
Dylan, if you didn't have a complex about yourself earlier, you're going to have one by the time he finishes with you, mate.
Oh, you wait, Danny. I've got some good things coming from the boys. So, firstly, Dylan, when I first met you, for lovely, polite young boy, you're a little bit reserved and shy. Maybe you're just like that until you get to know someone. But I did notice you're actually quite tall for a jockey. What's your riding weight at the moment?
So I've been riding 63 pretty much throughout the whole season.
Okay.
So
and how tall are you?
I have been having to do a bit of 172 centimeters. Right?
Okay. Yeah. So you're fairly tall. So, but no, you've had a fantastic season, mate. So as we always ask, mate, the very first question: how did you get involved in horse racing?
Well, obviously most people know my father's Colin Dean. He was a jockey. He used to ride, so I sort of just born into it. Really, whole family full of racing fanatics.
Has that been good or bad for the picnic season for you?
It's been good. I mean, it's good having the support from Dad and that. You can always bounce things off him, go through replays and whatnot. It's always good having him in my corner.
Yep, absolutely. Dad's always good for a laugh. He's very well liked.
Right. So he comes to the races a fair bit, does he, Dylan?
He's normally working in the jockey's room, say in town or whatever, sitting meetings there. He ballets for a few of the big boys down there. But he actually got down to Balnarring on Saturday. Went to Sandown, got a couple of saddles ready, then come watch a couple of more rides and duck back down.
Good on him.
So whereabouts are you based during the rest of the year, mate? What are you up to?
At the moment, I just started back at Trackwork. I haven't been riding Trackwork for a couple of months. But I just started back at Cranbourne last week.
Who are you riding for there?
I just started for Wendy Kelly.
Oh, look out! I'll haunt you tomorrow morning. I'm back at the track as well. What were you doing for the couple of months that you weren't riding Trackwork?
I got busy working in the jockey's room, just working as a valet and that. So that just kept me busy, and I was just enjoying going to the races and just not having to get up so early and whatnot. So I just took a bit of time off riding work. Probably didn't help with this race, but right. Yeah.
So what have been some of your highlights for this season?
Oh geez, every winner was pretty much a highlight. It was good getting back riding with Reg, like riding for Reg again. Getting our first cup together, that was good.
Yep.
Dave Fraser's first win New Year's Day, that was probably one of my favourite wins this year.
Yep.
And then the standout would have to be the cup, the A Cup.
That was a good salute too.
Great one.
Yeah, yeah. Expensive one, but
It's all right. The jockeys will pay you good enough after a while. You'll be right.
yeah. No, they look after me, all the boys.
Oh, that's all right. So what is your day involved when you go and help them out for the day?
Just depending on who I go with. Like I'd normally, like over spring, just before the picnic season started, I was out for 6 months throughout winter last year. I fractured my spine. Fractured four
shit. How'd you do
vertebrae.
that?
I had a track work accident. A saddle slipped on a horse and ended up in front of the horse and just got cleaned up.
Ouch.
But so that sort of, I was just in a neck and back brace for a while. I wasn't 100% sure if I'd come back to the picnics or not, if I'd be ready in time,
Yep.
but it sort of just played out that it's probably worked in my favour that we missed the first few meetings. I could recover and get back to the first meeting, so that was good.
Yep.
But
So
with the races, so go on, sorry.
I was just going to say, so who have you been valeting for and helping out at the races?
Mickey D's probably been my main one over Spring Carnival and that. I did a lot of work for him. That was good. He got Caulfield Cup, Derby. So he had a good spring. Well looked after by him. So that was good.
That's all right.
A couple of the locals, Jake Noonan, Matty Cartwright. There's a few that I help out. Moddy, Stacky. Just depends really.
So what does that
got a
entail?
few.
Do you drive them to the races and set up their gear, or what happens with all that?
Just depends on what meeting it is. Say like a Cranbourne and Pakenham meeting, I'll just drive myself there. It's not too far. Meet them there, get their saddles ready, and so when they come back in from their races, I just drop the saddle off to me. I'll fix it up and then have them ready for say the next race. Just get the weights and that right. It's just simple math, really.
Yep, fair enough. So what have been, obviously your cup win this year was a big highlight. What have been some of your other highlights of your seasons past?
Seasons past, first season was pretty exciting. Dad had a horse. Obviously, my first one was good. That was for Kevin Corson. Thing called Southern Buccaneer. It was Balnarring. I reckon. I remember the day. I'll never forget it. I've watched the replay a couple of times, but I reckon I got a sore neck after that ride. I looked back. I was looking back left, right. Won by about 6, but I reckon I looked back about 15 times just to make sure.
Now,
That was good.
Dylan, I've just had a message come through. This is great when you get people sending through. Apparently, you rode your 30th winner yesterday.
Oh yeah, got me 30.
Oh, you kept that a bit quiet, mate. Well done.
Good effort.
Yeah, no, thank you.
I've got
30th and 31st yesterday. So.
Got some other stuff, mate, but we'll go through that soon, mate. So don't think you haven't gotten away with it, mate. I've got a list of things here we need to discuss with you.
Yeah.
All right. Come on, hit us up, Paul. What's going on? What
You ready?
Heard?
Okay.
Yep.
So my first question, this is from one of the Three Stooges. So who does the best Sinigang?
I'd have to say myself.
Oh, that wasn't the correct answer. Who do you hate being
Depends
beat?
on which one you
Have to
ask.
be me.
Yeah. Who do you hate being beat by?
Not really anyone I hate being beaten by. Like I'm happy with everyone riding winners. Like it's actually been good this year because everyone's had a couple of wins. It's not just one person riding all the winners. We all know who that is.
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's been shared around this season. So
All right. Apparently, you're the king of Dedarang.
King of Dedarang.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know where that come from.
Yeah.
It's the only track in the winner at. I think I've had rides there, and second last year, I thought I'd broken the duck at Dedarang. Thought I got my first one, done the winning photo, and then when we come back in the scale, they called the numbers and Sean had beat me.
Oh.
So that was a bit heartbreaking.
But interesting who's asked the question then, isn't it? Apparently your favourite phrase is "Guess who's back? D Dean's back."
Yeah, that gets a run pretty much every
Got a
season.
good run yesterday too. I heard you.
Your favourite horse is apparently Sawati.
Oh, I thought Cheeky Prince would have been up there too.
No, I think they're stitching him up, Danny.
I think they are.
Yeah, that's a bit of salt in the wound, that one is.
Yeah, good. Of course, that's one of Reggie's horses. And the last thing is apparently the worst thing I could ever do is go fishing with you because you are the world's worst fisherman.
Oh, yeah, that's a stitch up. Caught a couple the other day.
Did you have to throw them back?
No, I cooked them up.
Okay, what'd you catch?
A couple of trevally, a couple of leather jackets, King
nice.
George Whiting.
Where was this off?
Had a good little fisherman's bucket. I can't give that away. It's
so it's obviously I'm sounding like it's off some rock somewhere.
Evidently, it's none of your business.
No, it's off yeah.
Have you got your own little boat? Have you, Dylan?
No, just no need for a boat. There may or not be a fence or two you got to get through to get there, but that's all right.
Dylan, I've gone out fishing with people that told me they're the best fishermen and it's just nothing's happened. Would you take me out? Would you show me this place? I promise I won't tell anyone. No,
it's a pretty secret place. You might overfish it. It might be me to catch if I take you out there.
Oh, mate, that's cruel. That's cruel, mate. So that's the dirt we've got on him, Danny. So it wasn't too bad.
Wasn't too bad. So yeah, not too bad at all. No. So Del, tell me, what are some of the best horses that you've ridden so far? You've ridden work at a few different places. Have you had any that are stuck in your mind?
I remember I used to work at Woodside Park doing a lot of breakers and pre-trainers. This is going back, probably 8 years ago now. But I remember one horse that stands out was a thing called French Emotion. I only remember it because I was cantering around with a group of us one day and it threw its head right back and got me right in the throat. I couldn't breathe. A couple of strides, it just bolted on me. And then it came out and I won a couple of group races and we've become a very good horse.
Yeah, it was. Very handy horse.
Yeah, that's apart from that, I mean, I had a couple of world beaters or anything, but ones that were my favourite rides and whatnot. There's a horse at Leon Corson's called Just for the Road. It was the best horse ever. It was a little prick. It had the worst action when he was going slow. He felt horrible. Then when he was galloping, good as gold. He won a few races with us. It was good. It taught me rather how to ride on him. We used to strap him. Me and Jordan take him to the races, strap him. I think I might have done an interview or two when he won, so he was good.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So, what have been some of the other things that you've got up to in your short career? Because you've had a couple of hiccups through your picnic seasons where you've been there and then you've vanished. So, where have you been off doing bits and pieces? You went up north for a while riding.
Yeah, I went up to Queensland for a working holiday, pretty much. End up there for 2 years. I actually really enjoyed it up there. Had a lot of fun up there. Good, nice weather, surfing. It was finish work at 8 o'clock, just go straight to Surf Paradise, jump on the board, and spend all day out in the water. It's actually a
Nice.
pretty good lifestyle.
What are you doing back here then?
Oh, sometimes I ask myself the same question.
So what else do you do with yourself in the off season, mate?
Look, there'll probably be a lot of valeting just to sort of keep my eye on it.
Yep.
That's pretty much the closest we can get to race riding without actually race riding. So when the boys that I work for ride a winner, that excites me. So I feel like you're a part of it a bit.
Yep.
But yeah, there'll be plenty of fishing. Yeah, track work. Not too much else.
No holidays planned for the off season yet?
Nah, not really. Not that I know of. No, every week's a holiday for me. I don't like to work too hard.
He seems like a man, Danny, that nothing worries him. You know, he's just such a relaxed, chilled fella. Dylan, so tell us about Holly. How did you get together? Is there a bit of a romantic story to it? Sorry, that's my dog.
Oh, we used to work together. Pack here is before we met, and then just became friends. She used to take me hiking and all this outdoor adventurous stuff that I'd never really done or didn't really enjoy at the time. But it was
you're too much of a pretty boy, mate. That's too rough for you, mate.
Yeah, no, I don't like getting my hands too dirty.
Out of all the jockeys, Danny, he's always got his hair done nice, hasn't he? He's always freshly shaved.
Yeah, well presented. If there was a best presented on the day,
absolutely.
Throw him in the fashions on the field to be right.
Absolutely. So he could ride his horse up on the stage.
So you're never going to live this down, are you?
Yeah, that's all right.
And the boys
stitch. See what we got for awards.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, fair call.
The boys stitched me up, Daddy, because we were going to do Sean this show, and he said, no, you got to get Dylan on because you got to stitch him up. So, well, I had no choice, Dylan. Whatever Sean tells me to do, I do it, mate.
Yeah. Oh,
apparently, you've been
like that, isn't he?
You've been riding.
Calls the shots.
You've been riding longer than Sean. Is that correct?
At the picnics, I think I started a season before it. And then I think, but then obviously I went to Queensland for 2 years. I had that 2 years off. So he's ridden at the picnics longer than what I have. But I did start before him. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So yeah. So what would you like to see if you can get out and do next season? What is something that you might be aiming for?
Well, Mac on Fortune breaking his maiden was one of them, but he done that yesterday, so I was pretty happy with that.
That was good, actually. You've had a very good association with Reg this year.
Yeah, no, Reg has been, look, it was probably only due to luck, and look, Henry was riding most of Reg's horses at the start of the season and whatnot. Then Henry obviously injured himself and sort of just, I guess, opened up a door for me to get back in there.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was like me and Reg. I mean, I think I've had most of my rides at the picnics for Reg. He helped me out a lot when I was an apprentice and that. Rode a few good horses of his. So it's good to team up together. Really happy that we got the cup. I actually went and seen him today on the way back from the creek. Went and had I went and seen the horses, brought some carrots out for him.
Oh, good on you.
But yeah, no. It's a good association me and Reg have.
Yep. He's good value, Reg.
Everybody loves Reggie. Like, I don't think he's got anyone could say a bad thing about Reggie.
No, I don't think so. I think you'd be hard pressed to find anyone who could. Hey, so with your weight and that sort of thing, do you have to do much work for the off season at all before you lead into the picnic season?
When I'm fit and riding track work, I don't have to worry about it at all. But when I'm being a bit lazy and just not riding, I can blow out a fair bit. But
Is
if I stay
motivation
fit,
one of your issues?
Yeah, 100%. When I'm motivated, I can get pretty light when I'm motivated, but when I'm not, I can look like a little balloon.
Do you do a lot of the cooking at home, or does Holly do it?
Look, I do all the cooking, to be honest. I'd rather cook myself than let her cook. Not that she's bad
I'm
cook
about
or
to
anything
say,
like
what
that,
you're
but
saying about her cooking, mate. So you get in the
I
kitchen
think,
and
I've
dabble.
got-
That's good.
Yeah, no, I love me cooking.
Yeah, good on you.
Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. I've got a tractor going past the window here, and it's winter and it's wet and cold and it's all dark. So sort of
Is
keeping
Mel
an eye
out?
on.
Is Mel out there on the
He is,
tractor?
he's out harrowing the paddocks for me.
Oh no! How many drinks has he had, Danny? Is he right? We don't
No,
have to breathalyze him.
no, he's got work tomorrow. So
Okay.
playing with knives at
Okay.
work, he doesn't tend to drink much the night before.
Okay.
He might have one or two. That's about it. So
Yeah.
if anything, it's me you've got to watch at the end of the picnic season. I'll have a few.
Ah.
So, and at this time of year, the fire's on, so there's nothing that sort of quite beats a Bailey's in front of a nice hot fire.
Oh, stop it!
So, yeah. What's your go-to poison of choice still in the way of alcohol and drinking?
I don't mind a seltzer, but if I get gin with anything really, I don't mind gin.
Oh, that's it. You're a gin toter.
Been getting into the Scotchies after. Yeah, don't mind gin, but the Scotchies after the races seems to be the go.
So who took the driving honours yesterday, you or Holly?
We shared it. I drove probably 80% of the way there, and then she
Yep.
drove the last little bit, so I could just relax, get in the zone.
That's all right. All right. So what else you got for him, Alvo?
That's pretty well about it. We've got Chris has come to say hello. He's not wearing his scarf this week.
No, he wouldn't know what to do with the Carlton one. You can't pick on him.
Well, he'd use it for something else, Danny. He wouldn't wear it.
I don't want to know.
So, he's only going to wear his scarf when the Tigers win. So, now, Dylan, you won't take me fishing, but will you take Chris fishing?
Do me a favour, if you take him, leave him hung on the fence.
I might chuck a sinker on him, a real heavy one. See how good he swims.
Use him as the anchor, mate. Look, at the end of the season, the very last show for the season, Danny, will be his last show. He's going back to the States. I'm sick of him hanging around. We'll have someone very special for next season. So
you might need to bring him into the Corinthian pool. You keep telling everybody else that we have to take him out. You might need to bring him with you.
The thing is, if I do, then I'll end up taking him down into the parade yard, and then the jockeys are all going to see him, and then you all want to be serious and that, and then it's going to turn into a bit of a joke. So I might have to leave him upstairs, or I'll put him out in the balcony. I'll do that. I'll put him out in the balcony.
Oh dear.
So now look, as I said, I'm sick of him kicking him out very shortly. Can he come and stay with you and Holly?
No, there's no room for anybody else.
Sure.
But sure. Danny would have him.
I've tried. Danny won't take him.
Nah, not a chance, mate. My house is chaotic enough. I don't need him hanging around here to see the carnage.
She won't even put him in a stable. Like he's. Can you put him out in the back paddock under a tree?
Oh, look, he can probably hang around the stables. He'd be all right.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, we can put him in the stables, I suppose.
We might do
if
that.
I put him out on the veranda at the stables, Colin's dogs might attack him. That could be entertaining. Betty and Bandit, they'll kill him.
I've never met Colin's dogs. I've only seen them barking at me through the window.
Well, they go pretty good at killing anything that moves in their backyard.
Okay,
they've taken down a couple of snakes, so they're worth their weight in gold.
Before we finish, of course, and I've remembered this time, Danny, very, very special thank you to Picnic Bet. Fran looks after us every week. She puts uploads the show on the Facebook site, and for people that actually wanted to know this week, she actually kept them up to date with what was going on while we didn't have a show. So we've got 2 shows this week. So we've got tonight being Easter Monday, and then we've got this Thursday with Sean Cooper. So Dylan, message me during the week with anything you've got on Sean, mate. So here's your chance to get him back, mate, and speak to Henry,
I got plenty for.
Oh, I love it, mate. And speak to Henry, the other third stooge, mate, and get him to message me as well. Everyone looks at Sean as being the good boy and can't do anything wrong, mate. I need some dirt on him.
I'm sure if you asked his partner, she'd have something for you.
I will.
And I'm sure that these fellas will come up with something.
I'll get in touch with Emma as well, but I'm pretty sure Emma might protect Sean a bit. So maybe she won't go too much into the harsh field.
I got stuff.
Oh, you're a legend, Dylan. Thank you, mate.
For Thursday.
Well, can I say, Dylan, for a Carlton supporter, you're not a bad bloke, mate. So we appreciate you coming on the show. And it was a bit of we kept rescheduling of that, mate. So appreciate you being patient and flexible. Danny, good to see you looking a lot better, mate.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience still. I've been an absolute pain in the ass to quite a few people for the last week or so. So, yeah. But it's good to be back. Good to be floating around again.
That's my dog saying goodbye to you, Dylan. Oh, stop it. All right. Thanks, guys. What are you going to do with Zoe in the holidays, Danny? Are you going to get her to work?
Has anyone ever tried getting a kid to work? Do they know? Actually, I shouldn't say that. She's been a great little helper today. She's been out helping Dad. She was helping Dad do the wood and that yesterday, and they found a snake in the wood pile. So,
oh my God,
I know that's going to be the next entertaining pull apart for our school holidays. And not real sure what we're going to do, but I think we'll probably try and get off to the movies. And I'm actually booked to go to Hillsville Sanctuary one day this week.
Enjoy your holiday, Zoe.
Yeah. It was a brown snake.
It was a brown snake.
I was trying to pick up the wood and then
No, she's talking to everybody. And then it slithered out and went under the concrete.
We're just about to get cut out. You can tell me next time I see you, Zoe. See you guys.
Thanks very much. See you guys.
Thanks, Dylan. See you, mate.
See you later.
Bye.